Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with our dear friend, Anka Wolf, who, well, she's a woman who does a lot. And most importantly, she really has been working so hard to help so many people with the Toley Ranz program. And if you're watching the Zoom, I have one and I have two. Thank you so much. She sent this for my son. I have two. So it is beautiful. I mean, what she's trying to establish worldwide, and some of you may know about it, some of you may not. Let's talk a little bit about the Toley Ranz program, which helps with confidence, stopping the bullying, so much more. Let me have you introduce yourself, sweetheart.
Thank you for having me again.
Always.
I am a life coach, and you know how we talk to friends, so we talk to life coaches. And I found out that parents, grandparents, one of the most pressing social problems, family problems, is the bullying, the kids, their own kids being bullied in school. And then what do? We cuddle the kids, but it doesn't stop. So with the help of those parents who confided in me, I kind of focused on the children. And actually with my teaching in inner city schools, and that experience together just was asking for a program. So here we are with Toley Ranz. By the way, the name Toley Ranz comes from the word tolerance.
Mm-hmm. Which not everybody has. We should have more tolerance. What is tolerance? How would you describe it, Ank?
Tolerance is a value that has many aspects: kindness, spirited compassion, charity, understanding, all of those things, mindfulness.
Yeah.
Being kind means being kind to yourself. How can you be kind to somebody else? So what does it mean to be kind? Well, opening the door for somebody who carries a bag without trying to squeeze through. But we adults need to teach the children. In many cases, we're not very good role models.
Why is it? What do you think has changed in society over the years? Would you say back then it was better? What do you think has been happening over the past few decades?
The stress, the changing of, we don't have privacy in the way we knew it 50 years ago. We don't have, I remember when I came to America from Germany, I wrote every Saturday during the mid-opera broadcast. I sat down and wrote endless letters to my parents. And 2 weeks later, I had their answer. Just think of that time span, what happens within those 2 weeks. Our lives change. Now with the internet, I click and everybody back in Germany has a message. And that causes stress. Parents have to have 2 or 3 jobs. Single moms have children and 2 and 3 jobs.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is for many not even a choice. So who is missing things? The kids. And in my work, I do believe that the children, ages about kindergarten 5 to 10, 11, they are the most vulnerable. Those are the years when we have to manifest their belief in values, tolerance, and all those values. That's what we need to teach, because that prepares them for middle school, high school. And we don't have to say, why didn't we? High school, they would look, let's put it this way. It is very, very difficult to adjust high schoolers' attitudes. But 5 to 10-year-olds, we can shape, we can be models, we can model them. So that is the approach I have. Not early childhood. That is 2, 3, 4. when they're that age. They're usually at home. But when we begin to teach them what life is all about and being in a classroom, having to share a pencil with others,
So true.
That's when we learn respect and all those skills. Toley Ranz helps to learn.
Beautiful. And how can we work with this program at home? I mean, clearly there's so much to it. Would you, first of all, share the website?
Yeah, that is www.toleyranz.com, and that is ToleyRanz, Toley Ranz. You ask a very, very good question. How to implement the program?
Yeah.
The program has several aspects. The plush toy, which is kind of the mediator between child and parent, child and grandparent, or teacher, or facilitator in a boys and girls club. It doesn't matter where. It's the connection. Then the storybooks, which are very, very important, because those storybooks are the base of the 10-point honor code.
Okay.
In the stories, the little boy defends his love for his purple pencil, which of course causes a lot of teasing and bullying. And how Toley Ranz, which represents a child's inner voice, says, psst, psst, listen to your gut feeling. Is that right or wrong what they do? Stand up for yourself. And that teaching, and by the way, it doesn't work from one day to another. We have to give ourselves some time teaching those values to children.
Yep.
And the program at home is practically the same as in the classroom, using the 10-point honor code, and over again with activities, videos, games, word puzzles, always again reiterate the belief in self, the inner strength to say, no, stop. I don't want you to say that. You're hurting my feelings. But our children need to learn how to do that. Because remember, when we say stop bullying, it's not really happening.
Well, and now the program is, for the children, for the adults, for the families. So like there's online links. Could you share a little bit about some of the program that we could do right from the tips of our fingers at home?
Very good. I have a compilation of codes on the website. Parents can download for free. The 10-point honor code, coloring sheets, activities, everything is on the website, on the program, and also, of course, in the shop. The program consists of a whole package. And there are, to begin to find out what it is all about, there are many, many freebies on the website.
We like that. Are you there? Okay,
yes, I am.
Perfect. All right, good. And what else did you want us to share? I know today you want to specifically focus on the program itself. So what other factors and benefits of the program are there?
I think it's very important to realize that Toley Ranz is not a program that we just say, oh, here's a cute doll with can talk to you. I believe in you. Great job. All these motivational phrases. Toley Ranz is much bigger, much larger, because while we're helping our children to understand the meaning of Toley Ranz, many children who are exposed to it, they know is their intuition, their Toley Ranz talking to them. Don't give in. Stand up for yourself. You can do that. At the same time, we help parents to find those effective strategies how to teach that, and how to take care of themselves. I always say, I'm okay, they're okay. So if the parents are okay, less stress, a little bit more time management. It sounds so big, but it isn't. We need 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to take care of ourselves. And we can do that.
So true. A
And
lot of us, it's self-care. We call it self-care, right? We forget about that a
exactly.
lot, Anka. Yep.
Exactly. In the self-care help, I say, what is an emotional detective? If your child, no matter what age, has a breakdown, and no is the word of the day, what do? Find out. Most times, children at the beginning of trying to find out what's really wrong, they come home from school and everything goes wrong. We need to find out. And that is where I say,
so true.
Play detective. Find out where those emotions come from. Ask question, not how do you feel? Yes, of course we do ask that. But not, the child can't answer. We see how the child feels. But ask kind of solution-oriented questions. Find out. Maybe a name. Did she do that again? Or did you see him? And then right there, you don't ask anything specific, but the name or the action. And the child will reply. And I've seen it so many times, whether in groups or individuals. And then there is something I've learned from our natives.
Tell us.
Yeah. About of the age of 2 or 3, the children are being involved in circle meetings.
Yep.
Every tribe meeting is in a circle.
Yeah.
What is discussed in the circle stays in the circle. That means the children don't run around in school or in the field. Oh, she's so sick, this and this. They learn to respect the other person who was in the circle. That is something they shared with me. They trusted that. And children learn that. And if we would do that, 5-minute circle in class at home, and learn to respect, children are like dry sponges.
Totally.
And when we show them how much we respect them, whatever they share, nobody will find out. It's a given that they do that with and for others. Beautiful. And I think we can learn a lot from other cultures, especially from our natives, our neighbors everywhere. So I think sharing those, especially the circle learning, is to me very, very powerful, especially young children sitting in a circle on the floor. My goodness, what do you do? You know, and then the talking stick, the stick goes from hand to hand. Those who hold the stick have the right to speak. Nobody interrupts. And why not use Toley Ranz as the talking stick?
Beautiful. We love that. And by the way, the positive affirmations, let's see if we can we hear some of them? Hold on. I'm always with you. Hold on. Great job. I'm proud of you. Listen, you did great. You can do it. Believe in yourself. And by the way, this is voiced by you, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. Gosh, my kids love it too. And they're 6 and 8. They're a little older. I didn't think they'd be like, too impressed by a stuffed animal.
That's the perfect
they were like,
age.
oh, And they use it every day. I'm telling you, at night we do it and they laugh and they think it's so cute. And I'm like, yeah,
Yes,
we listen
yes.
to the positive affirmations. It's so important.
Jill, I have a kindergarten class, and when I presented that to the children, and we did that, psst, psst, we practiced that. So what can we say? Like, and I remember that
Yeah.
one child said, psst, psst, don't throw paper balls. And later the teacher told me that the psst, psst, flooded the room, and they
Really?
corrected each other. It's amazing. And the younger we start with, and the children, as I said, 4, 5 to 10, yes, the older ones say, what am I going to do with that? But I tell you what, the teenagers want to hang it that size on their backpacks.
That is awesome.
Yes.
See?
So Toley Ranz reaches every age.
Beautiful. We love that about the program. And speaking of the program, remind us how we can reach out to you, darling.
Oh, if you want to call me anytime, please, 928-254-1879. And online, you can send me an email, info@toleyranz.com.
Beautiful. All right. So as a life coach, why did you discover this? I mean, and working with children. So how did you come up with this idea to have Toley Ranz? Where did it come from? Do you remember the day, the time, how it all came about?
Well, as you probably know, I'm a veteran educator, and I loved the years I taught 6th graders in an inner city school in Virginia. And I mean, poverty was everything and everywhere, violence. So these children came to class practically nothing in their mind, nothing in their heart, nothing in their stomach. And I couldn't teach because the balance of the soul was missing. So I had to come up with something beautiful, and I turned out the classical music station, and it calmed them down. And then I needed to teach English and math. It was almost impossible. So I created with them a performing stage, and we had an imaginary stage. But we couldn't have, for English exercises, they were supposed to write sketches, but we couldn't have any of the classmates be the bad guy. So I came up with a character, a neutral character, who took the blame for everything. But that developed into, let's have that character represent our own inner voice. What is it that we really want when there is violence? How would we like to, if we would have the inner strength to confront that person or that moment? I'm thinking so many times, and that is actually what I just mentioned, is actually the base of Toley Ranz and the program. We're growing out of those classrooms in Virginia where children really had nothing. I mean, nothing but poverty, every place you looked. So I believe that Toley Ranz gives a child like an inner strength, like an something they can turn to, something they can bond with. And that is so important. And Toley Ranz will never disappoint, because Toley Ranz, in the shape as it is there. It's inside of them. It becomes part of them.
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, we still got more time to talk here today, and making a difference. Like we've talked off the air before and on air that like everything today with children is all on YouTube, it's online on a platform. And could you imagine we found someone like a silent investor, someone who's good
Mhm.
with this to make a TV show with a cartoon character or with YouTube or with some type of online platform because it's positive. Some of the
Yeah,
stuff out there is so not positive and the kids are watching it. It's like,
I know.
this is interesting. We can make this into a show. I think it's a great idea. I know we talked about it before. If anyone has any ideas or want to help, please reach out to Anka, reach out to us. But yeah, I mean, this could go even further. It's helping so many now, but it
Yes,
can really go even more global and help others.
absolutely. And if you look online and check the word tolerance in all languages, um, we just pronounce it a little different. But
Yeah,
in every classroom, whether it's here or Italy or Germany, it doesn't matter where,
yeah,
there is violence. And let's not forget how children suffer
I know.
emotionally from just the knowledge that there are school shootings.
Ugh,
I always say a school shooting somewhere
yeah.
hurts children everywhere.
Ugh,
And the fear. So, what are they holding on? Because the parents are just as fearful. And the energy between a fearful parent and a fearful child, they explode. And there's
yeah.
right there. It's nobody has anything to lean on. And it is small as it might be.
Mm, my
Tolly
goodness.
Ranz is something children can lean on.
Aw, love it. Do you have any stories of the children you've helped? Any, I mean, you tell
Yes.
me another one. They're always so good.
Yeah, one story really is touching, and that is Tolly Ranz is in a
Hmm.
school for challenged children. Most of those children have never seen a real
Oh,
home, have been pushed from one foster home to another. And there's a 7-year-old boy who discovered Tolly Ranz on his own because Tolly Ranz was in the classroom and he didn't want to look or touch it. And then the other kids began to play with theirs, and the teacher was so smart and put the first names, letters right in here, so each had their own. And this boy, one day, took a Tolly Ranz. We have to think about this. This child never had any bond with his parents or with the foster parents. He was alone, 7 years alone. And here that day, it's so emotional. That day that child finally embraced Tolly Ranz. He won't let go, whether he is in the classroom, at lunch, even to the restroom. Tolly Ranz goes
oh,
wherever that boy goes.
where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, there it goes. Yep. I'm like, oh, I
And
lost my camera.
he began to talk. He didn't speak. He
Hmm.
was able to speak, but he just was silent. And he began to talk and have conversations with Tolly Ranz.
Yeah.
And now the teacher, after half year, she says, now he is beginning to look at me and say short sentences.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Oh,
I always
it
say,
does.
whether it's the parents or the grandparents, and they have problems in life and they come to me as a life coach, or their children with Tolly Ranz, if we have done this to ourselves or because life was in the way, that took years. Let's not expect that Tolly Ranz can solve everything in one day, 1 week. It's
Yeah.
it takes time, but it takes a daily paying attention to what our children do, say, therefore we can see what they feel and be part of that. And yeah,
Yeah.
5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes a day, but they have to
Oh,
be intense.
beautiful. Well, thank you for being here. If we want to reach out to you, tell us how.
Well, the website,
Yeah.
ToleyRanz.com, and that is ToleyRanz. Or
Perfect.
info@ToleyRanz.com, or my phone number is 928-254-1879.
Thank you so much. Pleasure having you here as always.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the next time we connect, guys. Check her out. Check out the Toley Ranz Program. Anyone interested in helping us out more,
Yeah,
please
that'd be
contact
great.
Anka Otto.
Thank
Please.
you.
You're doing amazing things, and I can
Thank
see
you.
this really going big. Please. Thank you. Bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.